remnants of the triangle offense that you used to hear during those times with Tex Winter, with the Lakers and the Bulls and similar actions, but they're going to be very deliberate about it.
Lloyd off on a three. The rebound fought for. Juggled in the air. Lee able to yank it down. And another carry. Another turnover here. Going to go the other way.
St. Louis will look to push transition, and they did that early against Baldwin. They were throwing it long. They were throwing deep bombs as soon as they got the rebound, trying to get out fast and run. I think this one they're going to slow it down a little bit more. Kohuku's going to be the one that's going to be looking to push it, especially after they grab the rebound.
Kohuku won the OI championship with a football score, 35-32 over Kailua. Both of those teams made it to the semifinal round. Kohuku trying to get to the final for the first time since 2018. Good pick from Rebello. Lefortu's off and running. Aquino Watson bumps him. It's called for the first foul of the day.
St. Louis' defense is so deceptive. They don't play up on you and get out in the passing lanes, but they stay in front of you, and that's what they've been doing against Kohuku. So you can see Kohuku's inability to penetrate into the middle, get into the paint, and that just led to that errant poke away. An opportunity for Zion Lefortu.
He was 10 of 10 at the line yesterday. He's 84% in the tournament. Made his last 11 consecutive free throws now here for Zion Lefortu, who developed a lot during the St. Louis Summer Leagues during his time. 3-level score. He's just such a nightmarish assignment for an opposing player. Averaging 14 a game this season. He goes 1 of 2. Lee got the rebound initially, and it's finally picked up by Ako.
Lefortu has really picked it up as of late, just picked up the scoring, tougher shots, and kind of made up for the fact that, in the times where Meacham is a little bit slower, but now it's this two-headed monster that you have to be aware of.
Ako making his 4th start of the season after he's filling in for Ronan Aie after the wrist injury. It'll take him out 3 months. Here's Daly for 3. Rebound, Ako. Kept the trip alive. Aquino Watson to Lloyd. Ako working on the football star. Lee got him on a block. Lefortu, baseline shut down. Wide open to Nua, but it hit the net. Might have altered his vision of it. And through it all, it's a tie-up. And the possession arrow will keep it on this side.
Lee is so deceptive. I mean, he's 6'5", but look at those arms. He gets up so quickly. He's athletic, but the arms are so long. You feel like you can see him walking around. You feel like he can scratch his knees just while he's standing straight up.
And the sophomore had 5 sacks this year. And now the foul going to go the other way. This one is on Meacham. Trying to clear space. That's his first.
Another one of these defensive battles. These teams are so great offensively, but their defenses have been sound, which is the reason why they're here. They've been able to get stops and been able to hold teams down, even the best offensive teams.
Aquino Watson, ill-advised pass in traffic. Meacham ahead of the pack. And a foul there by Ako. And nothing going to be easier for St. Louis. Here's... Oh my goodness, from behind. Lee was just trying to set up and brace himself, but Meacham gets called for the extended forearm. I'll go to the free throw line here. Meacham already 1,000-point score in his career, pre, regular, and postseason. And Plinko's that one down.
When you look at these defenses, it's not about, again, them putting a ton of pressure and getting a lot of steals because they're in passing lanes or pressing up and trapping. They just play sound. You can see how well one-on-one they stay in front of the other team.
DC Acusacino will check in. You're a fan of this guy.
Oh, he's been great. He and Anoke Lloyd, obviously those transfers from Utah, but they've brought so much to this team. And with the loss of Ronan Aie, Acusacino has really been that 6th man of the year type of guy. Easily could be a starter, but he's played significant role.
Aquino Watson off target on a 3, got his own rebound. As Meacham, what a great save to Rebello to keep a trip alive. St. Louis has yet to take a field goal attempt until now. Nanuha!
Just Nanuha being on the floor adds another athlete to this already athletic St. Louis team. And you see him there just running the lane. Once he touches it, it's a finish.
Kohuku has opened 0 for 5. And 0 for 3 from 3.
St. Louis's defense is never going to give you a really clean look. You'll get them from time to time, but it's pretty rare. They will give you these ones where you have a hand in your face, and you got to make them just like that. And it's so important because you're never going to get super clean. That's what you got to accept, and that's what you've got to knock down.
The Cusatino's coming off 8 points and 3 rebounds yesterday against Iolani. Low scoring first half of the first quarter. Here's Lefotu, fronted by one of the better defenders, Akina Watson. Nanuha, 3-on-3 right now. Lloyd guarding Nanuha. Meacham saw the clock. It says 8. Oh, quick hand throw from Daly. Gets called for the foul. Meacham finding his boy, Jordan Nanuha. DC Cusatino gets on the board. Little baby J. Little mid-range. 5-2.
You see this all white meat chicken breaded in tortilla chips? Here at Taco Bell, we're calling them, wait for it, nuggets. They're nothing like classic nugs, but you're just gonna have to accept that. I mean, we could have called them anything, really, like Derek. And no backstory, just Derek. But nuggets is already baked into everyone's memories, and so is Hidden Valley Ranch, obviously. And we mixed it with Diablo.
Diabolical.
Crispy chicken nuggets from Taco Bell, a brand new classic.
Ano ai e ka pua e mila. Ho'okahi pua o oe, lava ka lei. I lei oe na ka ohana, I lei ho'i oe na ke kaiaulu. Oia no hana ohana no ia. Ma Bank of Hawaii, ku pa'a mako ma ia no hana e ho'oku ono ai ka no hana o kokako kaiaulu. No leila, ke pono ke kokua e huli mai ia mako. O iei mako no hana ohana.
Anything's possible.
E na'i ko pono me Bank of Hawaii.
Hardware Hawaii, your Kapolei hardware store. Here at Hardware Hawaii Kapolei, we got you covered for all your project and essential household needs. Got a building project? With our main lumber yard, we got all the materials you need for your job. And like Brother Lloyd says,
whether it be for home or work, we got it. We're in the heart of Kapolei, ready to serve you.
Hardware Hawaii, customer first in Kapolei.
Mike's Engraving and Trophies, the official trophy provider for Spectrum OC 16 Sports. For our special achievements, hit up Ryan, Mike's Engraving and Trophies. They're located in Aiea. The Opia tree, the logo, the iconic logo of Quino campus. In the mid-1800s when it opened, and a good crowd on here. St. Louis is on top 5-2. St. Louis has proven they can win a game a variety of ways. They can win the 80-point game. They can win the 30-point games. And Hunter Reich brings some energy off the bench. One of the 7 seniors here for Dan Hale's group. Enters the game for the first time. The only personnel change here for the Crusaders. Lee trying to get his spot on the box. Meacham couldn't find him there. Meacham. Lee traveled.
Chalk that one up to Thainga's length. He does a good job of staying in front, not over-committing. You don't see him jump for shots too often. And I think that's what Lee may have been expecting, but you saw him shuffle that feet.
Well, if there was a benefit of St. Louis's win over Baldwin, yeah, they won by 15, but if there was a nitpicking type of stat, he had 18 turnovers in that game against the Bears. Cusatino, the only bucket here for Big Red so far. Lloyd in the corner. On rebound, came out to Lee, who poked it, comes out to Akina Watson. Tiki, DC 3. Rebound Meacham. Loose on the floor. Meacham can't get it. It looked like it was kicked initially, but before that, it's a foul on Lloyd. That's the 4th foul here in Kohuku in the quarter.
When St. Louis gets possession of the ball, they're really looking to push that transition, try and get numbers out in the open floor. You see how good these defenses are when they get into the half court. But Kohuku, and the Crusaders really have to do a good job of getting back to the paint, and they say protecting the house.
St. Louis through control here early on. Daly, excellent work to get the hands in there. And Akina Watson gets it. Wright's trying to compensate, trying to atone after the miscue on another turnover here where St. Louis has 5 TOs already.
It's that on-ball physicality. Not really a mistake there by Reach, but just physical defense by Keena Watson.
Off the back down here. Bang up. Lloyd, 8 to shoot. Lloyd, no one there. Keena Watson the tip. Acusatino, 3 to shoot. They're saying pull. They're saying pull. He does. And good. Just beat the clock.
What a play. I mean, that was a really great diversion they set up over there.
Nanuha, power dribble right to the rack. Short on the shot. The tip is off. And it'll go off of Keena Watson. Hesitated for a second. Came real close to a shot clock violation.
His body's hitting the floor there on the right side, and everyone expecting a call. Acusatino gets it off really with less than a second to go, and they were 0 of 5 from 3 to that point, and that's the first one they make, and it has to be one like that.
Meacham gets hacked on his way to the rack. Acusatino to pick up the personal, and so Meacham back to the line. It was 74% this year. Great production all throughout the season for this young man. 15 points, 6 of 11 at the field. And the win over the Bears. It's nice to see that he got his time in the sunlight all throughout the season now.
Yeah, he's been really great. And, you know, he started the season as the guy, right? The point getter, the 20-point guy a game. And, you know, with the emergence of Lefotu being able to score, I think it's going to start opening him back up again because teams started to focus on him. And that's why Zion Lefotu was able to get his buckets, and then it's going to rebalance his way again.
Acusatino with Meacham closing in defensively. Lloyd can't make the move. He's guarded by Ryder Brink. A 3. Lloyd. Yes. Lloyd is 14th of the season for the 3-sport athlete. And Kohuku has their first lead.
Keena Watson did such a good job of just attacking. He draws so much attention because he attacks so hard and he's so strong, and then made the perfect pass.
Almost trapped in the corner out there is Brink. Started the first half of the season, slipping backdoor. Meacham. That is a goaltend. Noah Fing at the apex. Saw that ball on the way down. Swatted that. Good call from the officials.
Look at that simple attack. Forces Ryder Brink to come over and help, and that leaves Lloyd wide open there on the 3. And again, they're going to have to hit shots. So important for them to knock him down, especially against this defense.
Acusatino, Daly from the corner. A 3. Cassius Daly, 4th in the state in 3-pointers made. Hits his 32nd of the season and a 2-point Red Raider lead.
You know, we think back to a couple shots ago, and it was that Acusatino 1 second left shot that kind of opened the floodgates here.
Meacham sees the clock. Went away from the Brink screen. Meacham corkscrews and scores!
See this high ball screen come, he rejects it with that inside-out dribble and just elevates, gets to the hole, up, under, scoop, bucket.
It's a big one here on Lloyd. That's his 2nd already in the opening period. And Meacham gives St. Louis the lead. Still have time here. Acusatino. Keena Watson will launch. And the quarter comes to a close. The 3-point shooting started off very shady here for Kohuku. They made their last 3 3-pointers. But Keanu Meacham doing so much work here. 9 of the first St. Louis 12. And the Brotherhood on top of Big Red by 1 after 1 in the Division I semifinals.
This Spectrum OC16 sports presentation is sponsored by Zippies.
So, you two been chasing murderers in a minivan?
Yeah, he blew up my other car. That's not what happened.
Surprised me at all.
Literally what happened. Lado's gonna kill me.
It's not that bad, bro.
It's got bullet holes in it.
Well, good.
Zippies was their last stop. Make your next stop Zippies with the Wrecking Crew pack. Now through March 1st. Check out the Wrecking Crew on Prime Video.
Well, this should be fun. Yeah, I'm pumped.
Aloha
Aloha, I'm Merlinda Garma, and you're watching Spectrum OC16.
Ninth Island Connection highlights Las Vegas businesses, entertainment, events, and activities, both and on and off the Strip. We keep our viewers connected with the Ninth Island, Las Vegas. Of course, we can't forget about the casinos that make Vegas, Vegas. With exclusive tours of the incredible amenities and beautiful accommodations, we bring the Las Vegas Casino into our viewers' homes.
Aloha, I'm Howard Deshevsky. The pride of our islands are its people. Join me as I show you uplifting and inspirational stories of athletes, coaches, and more on Sports People Hawaii.
I had, I think, 12, 13 people come together to do different sections with me, like running, crewing me, and so just getting that whole experience was incredible.
Tune in to Sports People Hawaii only on Spectrum OC16.
Friday, Hawaii opens the season against the Bulldogs of Gonzaga University. Rainbow Warrior Baseball, only on Spectrum Sports.
Take all the great OC16 action with you on the go at the Spectrum News app. All the latest local sports, news, and weather that matter most to you. Download it now, wherever you get your apps. After one here at Hemeter. St. Louis on top, 12-11. St. Louis only took 4 field goal attempts in the first 8 minutes, given the amount of physicality that Kohuku's been pressing on them through the first 8 as well.
Well, they did get to the free throw line 7 times, so that counts maybe as another couple field goal attempts, even though it doesn't go quite in the statistics. But, 6 of 7 free throws for the Crusaders, and Red Raiders, 0 free throw attempts. So really interesting to see just from that stat sheet, and then 0 attempts from 3 for the Crusaders as well.
Justice Daly is in to begin the quarter here for Kohuku. He rotates for Akina Watson. Acusatino spinning. Daly hit a 3 just before the first quarter ended. He slides inside, couldn't jackknife his way through. And it comes out here to Zion Lefotu. Lefotu, the tournament scoring leader here in Division I so far. Per game, he has been great for St. Louis, the team tournament scoring leader. At 20.5. Not a lot of opportunities though so far. Until now. Off in his first field goal of the day. It's Justice Daly to get the rebound.
They got a pretty clean look there. But, if they're not focusing on Meacham, that means Meacham's going to go get buckets. So Zion's going to find his once the defense adjusts.
Cusatino, Daly triple try. Got all glass there. Meacham has 9 of the St. Louis 12 here so far. He's along with 3 rebounds. They're 4-2, pull up 14. Got it. You are in the danger zone. Anytime Zion gets you there.
Yeah, that's a great spot for them. That's one of the actions they look for. They call it pinch post or blind pig. It's a weird name, but that's what it is. You see him, you see him catch it there, right there in that high post. And, from 12 feet, you have so many options. One dribble to the rim, but he can stop and pop, and that's what he gets.
DC got a little too cash carrying that ball. It's called for the travel. Turnover here on the Red Raiders. It's number 3. St. Louis hoping that by the end of this week they capture a 10-state title. That's another offensive foul. They've been very consistent with it, this officiating crew. That's the same type of foul near the same spot from Meacham. That's already 2 on him.
Yeah, great job defensively of just staying in front. You saw Daly do it the first time. This time Akina Watson just staying in front, keeping their bodies strong. And it's not one of those embellished push-offs. They're taking the contact to the chest, and he's creating that space, which what makes that easy call there for the referees.
Now with Meacham on the bench, we'll see how Kohuku can maybe take advantage of. Offensively, it's been a roller coaster ride this season. Akina Watson trying to attack this zone. The DC 3. Off there, Justice Daly the rebound. Daly, entry pass, intercepted again. Rabello's been great all throughout the year. What a pass to Lefotu!
It's a big reason why St. Louis is so good. They can take a guy like Meacham out and not miss a beat, at least offensively. Obviously, the scoring ability of Meacham is so great, but for Rebello to get in there, poke it away, make the great pass in transition, I mean, they find ways to score.
Ties the largest lead here for St. Louis. Daly, the kick. Acusatino in the lane. Nice pass, but it just bounced over the top of Akina Watson. Kahuku, a little careless here.
See Rebello getting that poke away, pushing it in transition, gathering it, splitting past the first defense, and perfect pass on time to Lefoto. All he has to do is catch and finish.
Rush gave it up here to Nanuha. 5 minutes here to go in the half. And St. Louis shooting 71% from the field. They've only missed 2 shots. Lefoto quickly guarded Akina Watson and Acusatino. If it's on him, it's his second. It is.
Just so much aggression once it gets into the paint, and for good reason. You saw what Zion Lefoto can do when he gets it from that distance. So Acusatino just diving down, swiping at the ball, caught an arm, got the foul, and has to come out of the game.
On the defensive side, if Ronan Nahihe played, how would his impact affect this game?
Well, I mean, you add a 6'6" player to this entire mix, so it makes it much more difficult for really any scorer, even Meacham, to go get a shot off with his length, so you don't have to use as much of the physicality. So Lloyd tries to make it up with that strength, but Nahihe can just do it with his size.
Rebello looking for Lee. He was covered. Lefoto, Akina Watson, squaring up, pull up, pop. Oh, we've been working on that for the Summer League.
That's where he's been so good. That's what he's added. He's been great in transition, making the open shots, but now he can create his own. He can be a bucket getter on his own.
Justice Daly, and this is where Kohuku feels like they have to compensate a lot and catch up quick. They take that shot. Timeout, Kohuku. St. Louis done a phenomenal job here tonight. Zion Lefoto picking up where he left off yesterday in the quarters. He's got 7 here in the first half. And a 7-point lead for the Brotherhood.
With Popeye's new $7 faves menu, you can get this, or this, or this, or this. And no one's stopping you from getting them all. Now there's an idea. Love that chicken from Popeyes.
You only get one brain. If you take a hit to the head, take it seriously.
Don't tough it out. Report it. Tell your coach or parent how you really feel.
And look out for your teammates. If something seems off, speak up.
You've got 2 arms,
2 legs,
2 eyes,
but only one brain. Protect it.
Play hard. Play safe. Speak up. Learn more at hawaiiconcussion.com.
No. I'm in my own head.
What the heck are you talking about?
I think I got away with something that I shouldn't have. See that brand new Hyundai Santa Fe?
Yeah.
I only paid...
Finish that bucket on your own. Practice makes perfect.
Enjoy your new car.
Yeah, you too. Bye-bye.
Feels so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on select Hyundai vehicles. Drive Aloha, drive Hyundai.
With Popeye's new $7 faves menu, you can get this, or this, or this, or this. And no one's stopping you from getting them all. Now there's an idea. Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Tomorrow, we end our championship chase inside Banco Arena at Stan Sheriff Center. The Hawaii Army National Guard Boys Basketball State Championships. It'll go down tomorrow on Spectrum OC 16. Zion Lefoto, 20.5 points per game in the tournament. He had 4 assists yesterday. He had 21 points in that 15-point win over the Baldwin Bears. That's another guy that has a chance to shine now and really be kind of the current and future face here of this program the next 2 years.
For sure. I mean, you know, the thing that really stands out to me, and having been a former coach, it's his composure. He's just a sophomore, but it looks like he's a senior. And playing behind Ashanti Rebelto and just seeing how he carries himself and what he does out there, I mean, a lot of that has transferred over.
Lefotu try to draw contact. Can't get it there. Diving in there is Faingo for the rebound.
You know, we said it earlier, Meacham coming out of the game, Lefotu at some point is going to get his opportunities, and then he scored 3 straight buckets.
I think the intensity level picking up now, and the foul on Rebello. Remember, they're still without Keanu Meacham, who picked up his second foul earlier in the quarter. Rebello's been great, too. They're coming up from the JV squad in the St. Louis 2 program. Won a track championship during his time. This defensive stopper already caused a couple of turnovers already. Daly didn't take that 3. The zone's been causing fits here for Kohuku. They don't know how to attack it here. They don't have the size to do it. Who's going to step up? Tina Watson. Up top, Daly. Took an open 3, take a way tougher 2. Justice Daly.
So Crusaders switched into that zone. They were playing kind of a sagging switching man to that point. So difficult to decipher whether or not they're in that zone or in that man because it looks so similar. But it looked like a directive from Coach Brandon O'Connell, like stop shooting threes, get to the basket, because they passed up a couple.
St. Louis had a 7-0 run earlier here. This is in and out by Rebello. Justice Daly the rebound. Gives it to his brother Cassius. Cole. Foul here on Akina Watson. Got the push off on Lefotu for the rebound. It's a second.
So Daly could have easily taken that shot, decides to attack into the trees, but able to split with that hop, double step, giant hop action, and able to get the goal with the left.
Brandon Akana, season number 11 with this program, led the team to the 2017 state final. It's Samuta Vea, Josiah Villa, a part of that championship team. What sometimes gets forgotten is that the next year they also got to the state final. And that was a game that Kohuku wishes they forgot because they lost by 27 to Punahou. Since then, Kohuku's come oh so close, right? And it was huge for that community to win the OI championship at Radford nearly 10 days ago, but they aspire to go higher. Nanuha, fronted here by Alcole. Right, nothing there. Here's Rebello. St. Louis, 60% shooting from the field so far. A cut not there. 7 to shoot for Lefotu. Lefotu, look at him go. Blocked there inside beautifully by Fainga. Kohuku wants to push. They are pushing. Daly steps in, and with the left rimmed it out. Fainga the putbacks off, and he gets fouled by Ryder Brink.
Kohuku's going to look to run in transition. Anytime they get a turnover or they get a rebound, they're going to look to push it out, and that nearly created a 2-on-1 opportunity. Daly splits the 2, just can't get it to roll in, but Fainga on the trail. Good pursuit, good effort.
That was just his 7th free throw attempt of the season here for Fainga. First full year in the varsity squad, who typically got in just for defensive hustle and scrappiness and toughness. Now the offensive numbers have had to pick up. Averaging 4.5 a game. The lefty goes 1 of 2. So they pull within 4 here in this first half. The winner to take on either Kailua or Punahou. Daly will get a hand on it. Lefotu hangs and blocked by Daly. We'll stay here on this side. Here comes the Kohuku offensive lineman Landon Graham. Here onto the floor for the first time.
Graham hasn't seen a ton of minutes over the last few games, but obviously brings some physicality, brings strength to the table when he gets in the game.
The poke from behind beautifully from Ako. I think our numbers, it's 3-on-1. Justice Daly took it himself. Oh my goodness! The reverse on that left side.
You can see how much basketball these Dalys play, right? To be able to go on the left side through contact and finish with that inside hand, that's a lot of reps.
Looky here, 2-point game. Final 70 seconds to go in the half. It's all hustle and heart for Kohuku that's had them battle back. Graham comes to switch at the top. almost got the hook there for their foot two, and he went in and out on a bank. No foul called there on the hook. Chance to tie or take here for Big Red. Oh, Robello right there again. And a foul on Ako. Little fast break flair. His family does it on the daily.
Jed Daly with a really great move. He had an option to drop it off to Akina Watson. Crusaders played it well, pursued well, but just a tough finish.
Robello saves the day again on that play. Forces the turnover. Here he is. Daly has the assignment now on the foot two. 9-second differential between the clocks. Trouble here for St. Louis. 8 to shoot now. Right, fading, firing, air ball. Oh, Nanuha! He's an athlete! 7 to shoot. Daly inside. Strong through Graham. Akina Watson. No shot. And the half comes to a close. Nanuha 6'3", he's about 190 pounds. Runs like a gazelle, flies like an eagle, goes in. Picture worthy, no doubt, here for Nanuha. And through it all, through the first 16, St. Louis is up 4 on OC 16.
Now's the time for a great deal on the new Honda. It's time for a different kind of power. Plus, get incredible long-term value with the next generation of vehicles. From the Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Right now, you can get a $229 per month lease on a 2026 Civic Sport Hybrid Sedan.
Friday. It's the biggest night of the season. Who rises to the occasion to cut down the nets? It's the HHSAA Boys Basketball State Championships, only on OC 16, exclusively on Spectrum.
Aloha, I'm Corey Harvey from Fly Girls, and you're watching Spectrum OC 16.
Hey, this week on Cooking Hawaiian Style, presented by the Hawaii Community Foundation, right here at the beautiful Royal Lahaina Resort and Bungalows, we got my niece, Sienna Rudis, will be joining us. What are you going to make?
I'm going to make matcha ice cream topped with honey roasted peanuts.
Okay, what else you doing?
And I'll be doing a black sesame rice cake.
Oh, those are my 2 favorites. I'm so happy that you're here. Make sure you check it out. It's Cooking Hawaiian Style.
Calling all car enthusiasts, there's a new episode of Island Driver TV. Here's what's on. We head out to a meetup at Blazing Effects with the Shikanik Malia. Then some of Hawaii's sweetest rides gather at Cars and Coffee with Ed Kemper. Plus, we'll get behind the wheel of an all-new Kia Sportage. Find out if it's the right car for you. So catch Island Driver TV Saturday night at 7:30 and all through the week exclusively on Spectrum OC 16, Hawaii's only automotive show.
Saturday, it's a Valentine's Day showdown as Hawaii returns to the hardwood to square off against the CSUN Matadors. Rainbow Wahine basketball, only on Spectrum Sports.
Crusaders lead by 4, 20-16 here in the Hawaii Army National Guard Boys Basketball State Championship Tournament. Of course, at the top of the show, we talked about the guy eschewing for an all-Hawaii selection, Tiano Meacham, who picked up his second foul, did not play the final 6:17 of the half, still got his points. St. Louis carried the load in some way. They still lead by 4. Already 9 points here for Meacham.
Yeah, they stayed pretty efficient, and Zion Lefotu came in and picked up the load, as you said, while Meacham went out, but just kind of went into a lull later in that quarter, and that's when Kohuku made that little run back.
Look at the three-point attempts here for Kohuku. The Jack-in-the-Box halftime stats. Kohuku was 7 of 17 yesterday against the Raiders. They're 3 for 11 already.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of expected it to be this knockdown, drag-out type of game because of how good the defenses are and how physical both of these teams are. So, you know, these schools, known as football schools, so, you know, not surprising it's a football score.
They have the rebounding advantage. They have 5 on the offensive glass as well. Does the Red Raiders. How does Kohuku get back into this?
They got to get on the transition more. And again, they have to hit shots. They're going to get those opportunities where there's going to be a slight contest. Maybe not a full contest, nor are they going to be wide open. So they're going to have to knock down a shot with a hand in their face, which is going to spread out the defense and allow great drivers to get all the way to the rim. But it's going to start with them hitting a shot, and St. Louis is not going to come out until they do.
And Kohuku is playing the game that St. Louis wants to play right now in terms of pace and control. Right now, the more disciplined team are the Crusaders, possibly en route to a 5th consecutive state final appearance. Can the Red Raiders overcome the deficit's only 4? Justice Daly had some good minutes in the first half. At 4 rebounds and 4 points. Keanu Meacham's got 9, though. The lead is 4 for STL.
Jack, when you look back on 75 years...
Oh, I'm not looking back. I'm bringing back my Chicken Supreme. It comes in a combo and munchie meal. This juicy fan favorite starts at just $6.99. Are you writing this down? Get the Chicken Supreme munchie meal with collectible jibby. Welcome to Jack in the Box.
So, you two been chasing murderers in a minivan?
Yeah, he blew up my other car.
Yeah,
That's not what happened.
Surprised me at all.
Literally what happened. Lalo's gonna kill me.
It's not that bad, bro.
It's got bullet holes in it.
Well, good.
Zippy's was their last stop. Make your next stop Zippy's with the Wrecking Crew pack. Now through March 1st. Check out the Wrecking Crew on Prime Video.
Well, this should be fun. Yeah, I'm pumped.
These other guys don't have protein like me. Up to 35 grams in my protein bowls, or try my 2 for $7 Jack Wraps. If I'm saying something that's not true, do something about it. Try my protein bowls and Jack Wraps. Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Mike's Engraving and Trophies, the official provider for Spectrum OC16 and Spectrum XCast.
20-16, St. Louis is on top. If the Red Raiders are to get back into this, it might be the perimeter shooting. Kohuku led the OIA this year in 3-pointers made at 105. They have 3 already on 11 attempts, though.
Yeah, I mean, they're a team that's kind of built on a perimeter attack, transition. They want their guards to do a lot of scoring. So you see them getting into the paint. They're not finishing so often in the paint. They're kicking, and one of those kicks or 2 of those kicks or 3, they went that little run, but they couldn't sustain it.
We've seen Kohuku have halves like this, too, right? Then the third quarter against Nanakuli, third quarter against Kailua in the OI semis and the championship. There's no reason to believe that they can't do it again here in the playoffs.
Oh, I mean, absolutely. I mean, 4 points. I mean, that's a couple of possessions. That's 1 shot, a couple of turnovers. You know, and Kohuku's been really good at just fighting. And they know without Ronan Naihe, they have to adopt that mentality. And they've had that attitude ever since they lost Naihe. And that's what propelled them to an OA championship, and that's why they're here. So I expect them to fight back, absolutely.
Who's going to turn it up here in the second half between the Crusaders and the Red Raiders? Great crowd on hand. High energy so far. Jimmy Bender, when you come back, you're on Spectrum OC16.
This Spectrum OC16 sports presentation is sponsored by Pizza Hut and Taco Bell.
Now, for a limited time, get our largest pizza at our lowest price. Just $9.99 for our classic New York-style pizza. It's 30% larger than our large, and at only $9.99 for carryout. Don't wait. Order now at Hawaii Pizza Hut.
Aloha. You may have seen our commercials throughout the pandemic, thanking our hardworking members. They work tirelessly to keep us powered up and connected to the world. But this goes out to all of you, Hawaii. Thank you for being so patient and supporting our members through it all. We would not be here without you. Now that we are through the worst of it, we wanted to thank all of you for your continued support. So if you see one of our members out there, make sure you give them a shaka and a smile. We appreciate you.
Now, for a limited time, get our largest pizza at our lowest price. Just $9.99 for our classic New York-style pizza. It's 30% larger than our large, and at only $9.99 for carryout. Don't wait. Order now at Hawaii Pizza Hut.
Sunday! Hawaii returns to the diamond for a rematch against the Gonzaga Bulldogs. Rainbow Warrior Baseball, only on Spectrum Sports.
Well, that thing needs to be put together, kind of like the Kohuku offense right now, according to Brandon Nakano. What he's saying is right now he's seeing the guys walking it up, and just like Felipe and Dean had mentioned, he wants to see more of the transition stuff from this Kohuku squad in the second half. He said it worked a little bit for them at the end of the first half. They got some buckets, got back in the game, and he said, look, that's what St. Louis is doing to us. We might as well do it to them. Felipe, Dean, back to you.
All right, JB, thank you so much. So you see Brandon Nakano, who served as the director of campus life at BYU Hawaii. He's a great basketball family, too, and already in the playoffs. And, you know, typically, Coach, when we get to this time of the tournament, we have some trivia. You ready?
No.
Okay, here we go. This is for all of you at home, too, by the way. Play along. All right, we'll have this all throughout the next 2 days. Although there was no Most Outstanding Player award, this former Rainbow led the tourney in scoring the same year the three-point line was introduced. Who is he? I will give you a clue. Clues are available. We'll tease it here. If you want a clue, okay. Although there was no Most Outstanding Player award, this former Rainbow led the tourney in scoring the same year the three-point line was introduced. So a couple things out there. We'll let it marinate in your mind.
Right, yeah.
Now, typically this is the time where our phones blow up because people who are watching this are also playing along. So all of us. Now, everyone saw that trivia question for the first time, so, and we have another one coming up. Do you at least have an inkling, like, of a path?
I have a couple thoughts, yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Well, we'll save it to the end of the third. As we start the third quarter here, Kohuku again winless against the Crusaders in HHSAA tournament games. They've lost in 3 different quarterfinal games. They lost in a 5th-place game. They lost last year in the semifinal round. This is the 3rd time they've met since 2022. They're only within 4. Meacham back on the floor here with his 2 fouls to join Rikili Ili and Rebello. Meacham trying to draw foul on a 3. Pinballs away. Nanuha ripped it away. Got right back to the cup. The tip is off. Here's Daly back on the push. Cassius trying to throw it right to Alcove. Came out of the pile with it.
Immediately taking that directive to push out in transition, and it doesn't always mean that you need to shoot it, but it does mean that you need to get up into the zone and keep pressure on this St. Louis defense to scramble correctly and match up.
Fing worked the baseline, got the spot on Lee to bank it in. He's nice.
Yeah, always nice, and he seems to find a way to get at least a couple of those buckets, whether it's a great post move, a put back, a dump off, or one of those where he attacks on his own.
A little bit adds up to a lot, usually here. Finga helps contribute. Rebello had that one swatted by Cole. Chance to tie or take on this trip here for Kohuku. Daly by Meacham. Daly to the bucket. The foot to the rebound.
So even in that scenario, you're okay with that miss. He attacked, took the right shot. It was a pretty high percentage, even though it was contested. But that's the tone they want to set here in the second half.
A little dodgeball action here by Nanuha, who threw it off Fainga.
The expectation for Kohuku is not that Fainga is going to be the guy that scores, so they're not going to send help. They're going to stay home on the other shooters, but he's able to get around and score.
Look at Inoki and Loy, like, yeah. Look at his flowers. They're 4-2, 7 points in the first half. Daly has the assignment on Meacham defensively for Kohuku. Aquino Watson, left foot 2. Raise the rim. Aquino Watson. Kohuku loves to push here in transition. Tiki, take it for a foul. And Reich on the drive possibly. No, it's on Meacham. So that's number 3 here. Dan Hale quickly looks to his bench. Leave Meacham on there for a second. And now they'll put Rebello on the next opportunity.
Great job of pushing in. That was where they were going to get something, but it looked like Aquino Watson during that step might have tweaked that ankle just a little bit. You could see that grimace on his face and came up with a little bit of a limp.
Slow to get up there. And Aquino Watson with 51% this year at the line. Hawaii Hondadeers Impact Player Award winner in the OI semifinal round against Nanakuli. And so after Meacham set out the final 6:17 of the half. He'll have to sit out here at the 6:02 mark. Got them both. Justice Daly back on here for Kohuku.
So Daly coming in for Akino Watson, and he limped straight to the athletic trainers just to go check on that ankle. His speed and explosiveness is one of his biggest assets, his biggest strength, so he needs all of that to be right. So I'm sure they'll tighten up that tape and try to get him back to full speed.
Kohuku has scored the first 4 of the period to square it at 20. Cusantino, look in the eyes of Nanuha right now. There's a mind games being played by both of those guys. Lee, great positioning inside. And the football defensive line, who had 5 sacks this year, about double-digit collegiate football offers, adds on 2 here for St. Louis.
Not much inside for either team throughout the first half, and going straight inside. So Kuinga gets one, and Lee gets one back. And so important for both these teams to find other scorers, especially for St. Louis with Meacham out.
Daly stops, right on their foot too, draws contact. They're right back to the free throw line. Lee has football offers from BYU, California, Utah, SMU, Hawaii, Colorado State. This will be an interesting next 2 summers for him as he continues to grow his stock.
And you know that's only the start. And
yes.
Look at the specimen that he is, the athleticism, standing at 6'5", long arms, explosive. You can see that frame as just a sophomore. He's going somewhere. I keep telling my kids, I was like, this guy's going to the league.
Here's Daly at the line. Daly, you see that smiley face on that right inside forearm? That's a reminder to him to say, hey, sometimes I get tight. I got to play loose. I got to learn how to smile a lot more. He's got that baby face assassin kind of look too. So that's a little reminder when it's his right forearm. He's been having it all throughout the playoffs. Great pick from Fing. A better play from Li'i. Throw it off of Fing. Keep it on this side.
Just another example of that athleticism to be able to maintain that balance, think of the sideline, get his bearings. Look at that. Recognize, throw it off the defender, maintain possession.
St. Louis 1 for 5 here to begin the third. Nanuha playing dodgeball again. This time he threw it away. Can he compensate? It's Justice Daly. Oh, great move there from Lefotu. Just took his lunch money. Poked it from behind.
You can really see the strength of Lloyd there defensively. I mean, Nanuha is a strong athlete himself and basically got bumped out of bounds and was trying to throw it off of Lloyd. Ends up turning it over.
Ryder Brink, the junior, will come in for Li'i. Give him a breather. How can St. Louis adjust now? Here's Daly. It's 1 of 7 from the field. He's got 4 points. Cusantino, 5 points. Four and a half remaining. 5 to shoot. Cusantino pulling up. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was tough. And that was late clock. Not much going for that Kohuku offense. And he just created it himself, that left to right cross. And then the rise up for the bucket.
On the drive, it went off the leg of Nanuha. Gonna go the other way. Coach Dean mentioned it during halftime how quick that 4-point lead could evaporate. It has. Kohuku up a bucket.
With Popeye's new $7 faves menu, you can get this, or this, or this, or this. And no one's stopping you from getting them all. Now there's an idea. Love that chicken from Popeyes.
My grandpa had a lot to teach me growing up. Basic tools can get you pretty far. Work hard, but never force it. And sometimes, things just don't go as planned. He also taught me where to go if I ever get stuck, where he trusted a knowledgeable and helpful staff, where he knew he could find what he was looking for. And I've been coming back ever since. City Mill, your Kama'aina hardware stores.
Fresh Reader First Hawaii News. Discover your new go-to for trustworthy, local, and unbiased stories. Aloha State Daily. Say aloha to news that feels like home. Subscribe for free now.
With Popeye's new $7 faves menu, you can get this, or this, or this, or this. And no one's stopping you from getting them all. Now there's an idea. Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Let's go back a shot. Dice Cusatino. This was ruled a three-pointer just as he beat the shot clock. Watch his feet here. Looked like 2 feet on the tape, and they ruled it a 3.
Yeah, so not even close. You could see it in real time, even him making the move. He was making the move on the three-point line and in the steps. I mean, not his fault. I mean, he was just trying to get a shot up, not necessarily a 3, but still a big 2, but actually gets an extra point.
Yeah. I've mentioned this before. I know we have replay in certain situations here. I'm a fan of expanded replay, not to the degree of NBA or anything, but a simple thing like that, where the officials kind of, hey, we're going to check it at the next timeout. I'd be open for that.
Yeah, especially if there's a timeout and it doesn't interrupt the flow of the game. They have the opportunity to go out and check that. And, the 3 officials on the floor, you'd hope, because, like I said, it wasn't just the toe on the line or the edge of the shoe. That was 2 feet.
Yeah.
And, I know the officials have different things to look at, but that's a big call.
Meacham thought he got into the check-in table before the first horn. They did not allow him to sub in, so he got to sub in on the next dead ball opportunity. He picked up a 3rd foul at the 6:02 mark here of the period. Inside Feinga. Kohuku leads by 4.
Just beautiful call out of the timeout to be able to get that under action. They set those bottom screens to be able to get Feinga wide open.
They're ripping Ryder Brink right now, unfortunately. Kind of missed his screen because he came up crashing to the free throw line. That's how Feinga opened up. This also gets Meacham in here for the Crusaders, but Kohuku, what a performance right now. They've outscored him 10-2 in the period.
It's just a perfect call coming out of that break, and you want to set that action. Feinga's not going to be the guy that you're normally running action for. You're running action for Daly to come off for a 3, and this time they run it under for Feinga, letting other guys set the screens. But as you said, that's why Kohuku's been so good. It's been this team effort. It's been different guys, and you're trying to figure out who to stop.
Even to a lot of these state tournaments, 3 state titles too. Does experience matter in a tournament such as this?
Well, absolutely. I mean, just being in the different scenarios and knowing how to deal with it, right? So you see these teams playing tough games. So Kohuku having to come through this OA tournament, playing these tough games in the championship, even the games prior, they know how to respond. They know that they can respond. They're not encountering it for the first time. And a lot of those times when you encounter it for the first time, right, without any experience, you rush it. You get a little sped up. You take shots a little quicker than you want to, make plays a little bit quicker. You're not as sound. You don't take that breath. So experience allows you to stay more composed.
Kohuku, 36 state tournament appearances. This is their 11th consecutive big dance that they've gone to. In the top 5 most all time. Lee got the box on a double team. Here's Meacham after sitting out for about 3 minutes of the period. Comes back in here. No significant touches for Lefotu here in the quarter as well. Will it be the Meacham show? In and out. Nanua couldn't get to it. Daly was on the line, but crashing into it was Nanua, and he gets called for the foul.
That's a tough call there. Going for the loose ball, just got caught up under the legs and ends up taking out one of the Kohuku players. So you see him going hard. Tried to avoid the contact, ends up running over a couple guys. The Dalys run over the Dalys themselves.
Yeah, there were 2 Dalys. That was a Daly double. Knocked them both down. 4-point advantage. Lloyd. Daly trying to take Lefotu. Blocked by Lee. Well done. The lead pass goes to Meacham. The touch pass to Rebello goes out. Turnover. A sloppy one for St. Louis.
It's like the product of Meacham sitting for so long, just finding his flow back into the game. Had the opportunity to catch that, and I think he's such a good finisher to be able to go up and either draw a foul or get a bucket.
Oh, Daly. It's got a 3. Lee able to gobble up his 2nd rebound of the day. St. Louis is just 1 for 6 here shooting.
Saw a little disappointment on the face of Coach Brandon Nakana there. You know, Daly's one of the better shooters, but he didn't want it to be so quick.
The 4-2 off target. Nanuha keeps the trip alive. It's a Meacham triple.
It's always nice to get you back in rhythm, to get a wide open one where you can square it up, think about it for a second, and let back to practice, and that's what he did. Easy bucket.
1-point game. Acusatino. Straight on Lloyd. Long rebound to Justice Daly to keep the trip again here on this side. Here's Cassius. The lob. Feinga flying to the hole.
Great recognition of where Feinga was. No help on the backside of Feinga. That's not easy to do. To see the ball come over as a lob, to get his bearings, catch it, and finish it without really even looking at the basket.
Wow. $80 remain. With 4-2, 6 to shoot. He's in trouble now. The 4-2 got to jack it up. Rebello saw the clock, fires. And the rebound here for Justice Daly. With the final minute of the third, where Kohuku trailed by 4 at the break.
Just a real subtle thing. Feinga came out to high hedge to pick up Lefotu coming off that ball screen, and he wasn't expecting that. He was expected to turn the corner, shoot the jumper. But good job, Feinga ends up with a late clock shot.
Cusatino sees it. Lloyd thought about it. Justice Daly. A 3!
Another defensive breakdown there by the Crusaders. Daly, one of the best shooters on this squad. When he's wide open, I mean, just like Meacham on the last one, you feel like it's a bucket.
Shot clock's off in the hands of Meacham. Scored 3 points here in the period. He had 9 in the first half. Lee screen. Meacham jabbing. Draws a blocking foul. 8 seconds here to go. The foul on Feinga. That's his first. Bailey's out. Akina Watson's in. Finds a way to still impact the game. 8 seconds to shoot a bucket here would be big for St. Louis. Meacham. Got to jack it up. Rebound Feinga. And that's how the quarter will end. Will this be the night Kohuku ends the tournament losing streak to St. Louis? Meacham hits a 3, gets the Brotherhood up and going, but a little hard justice here in the Final Four. Justice Daly. Off we go to the fourth in a 6-point game in the Division I state semifinals.
If you're on the go, at home or anywhere in between, always be connected to UH Sports and local high school action with Spectrum Sports and Spectrum OC16.
So, you two been chasing murderers in a minivan?
Yeah, he blew up my other car. That's not what happened.
Surprised me at all.
Literally what happened. Lado's gonna kill me.
It's not that bad, bro.
It's got bullet holes in it.
Look good.
Zippy's was their last stop. Make your next stop Zippy's with the Wrecking Crew pack. Now through March 1st. Check out the Wrecking Crew on Prime Video.
Well, this should be fun. Yeah, I'm pumped.
Heart pumping. Muscles extending. Every body is a miracle. And though we share so much, everybody is unique. What's your passion? Hold on to it. We're here to help. With a personalized approach to a healthier you. Hawaii Pacific Health.
Our regulars love ASB's Buy Local Hawaii program.
Local people love saving money. Who doesn't? It's a win-win. It's nice that the small businesses are supported as well as the customers. They get the savings right at checkout.
Get out and support Buy Local Hawaii merchants by using any ASB Visa debit card to get exclusive discounts. ASB has saved locals more than $1.5 million and counting. Buy Local Hawaii by American Savings Bank.
No. I'm in my own head. What the heck are you talking about? I think I got away with something that I shouldn't have. See that brand new Hyundai Santa Fe? Yeah. I only paid. Finish that bucket on your own. Practice makes perfect.
Enjoy your new car.
Yeah, you too. Bye-bye.
Deal so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Right now, lease a Hyundai Ioniq 5 for only $269 a month or get 0% APR for 72 months. See your SoCal Hyundai dealer.
All right, trivia time. Although there was no most outstanding player award, this former Rainbow led the tourney in scoring. The same year the three-point line was introduced. Who is it? You got a guess?
I'm going Jaren Akana.
Answer? Yeah, my guy. Jaren Akana, 1988, the three-point line introduced. Olive Monokai. The hint was, by the way, we showed at halftime, by the way, Brandon Akana just before the trivia question. So
I didn't follow that, but I did make the connection that it probably could have been him.
More to come here. Fourth quarter begins. Intended for Fainga. This one goes out of bounds off a Red Raider. And it'll be Kohuku ball. Red Raiders lead by 6. How does St. Louis get back into this thing?
They got to find their way into getting stopped. They had 2 breakdowns against plays run by Kahuku, and that accounted for 5 points. And every one of these points matter, but finding a way to grind out a couple of buckets, it's going to be huge for them here in this half court because they've been having a lot of ugly possessions with some late clock bad shots.
Here's Nanuha. Lefotu got a heat up. Hit the heel on a triple try, and Rebello with this all over the back of Justice Staley. Will go here on Rebello.
You just look, after that Lefotu shot went up, that shell of Kohuku players not allowing any of the St. Louis Crusaders to get inside for that second chance opportunity. And that was one of the things Coach Brandon Akana said early in the game. He said, we need to win this rebounding battle. If we win this, that's the one stat that matters to us.
And right now, this ball is almost intercepted. Great effort from Lefotu to chase it down. They have a +2 rebounding advantage at this point here over Dan Hale's group. Dan Hale, who led this team to 3 state titles, 2022, 23, and 24. Iva Arquette, the most outstanding player in the 2022 season when they knocked off Mililani to begin the 3-peat. Justice Daly, great minutes and production off the bench. 4 to shoot. Tiki Aquino Watson hangs, can't hit. And a whistle, it's a foul. Inoke Lloyd was all over Meacham.
See the defensive pressure picking up here for the Crusaders. They're getting higher out on the perimeter, guarding, getting out in the lanes. Great contest, near being able to get it to roll in. You see the arms come down by Lloyd on Meacham through that foul call.
St. Louis has been brutal here in this second half. 2 for 11. Kohuku on the opposite side shooting 50%. They've been 5 for 10 in the second half. Help fueling this 2-possession lead. Nanuha, pop a shot off. Meacham the putback. That one rimmed out. Scramble for the ball. It's Daly at the bottom of the pile. And the arrow will keep it here with St. Louis. St. Louis was fighting for that. Kohuku was hoping to get a timeout. Officials say no one had clear possession of it. I think it was the right call, too.
Talked about the defensive pressure picking up. You see how hard St. Louis is going to the boards. They're feeling this urgency of having to come back at it in this fourth quarter and find ways to go get buckets.
Lefotu, Li'i, Nanuha, Meacham, right on the floor. St. Louis trying to get to a 5th straight state final. Off the lob, Lefotu working hard over Daly. Help came, and the foul there on Fainga.
That's the composure we're talking about by Lefotu. He caught it there. I don't think he was sure that he wanted to attack it, but he turned on Daly, and you see this little pump fake. Got Fainga up in the air, just threw his body in. It's one of those high IQ type of plays to earn his way to the free throw line.
St. Louis was 16 of 22 at the line yesterday against the Baldwin Bears. That game was almost over really from the opening possession. They had a 24-point first quarter. They split the pair, did Lefotu. Here's a Cusatino, and this ball goes off of Meacham.
You know, what we do have to remember is, we're expecting this game to come down to the end. I know it's a 5-point margin currently, but the way that Kohuku has shot free throws, it's always a concern of how they're going to finish. 10 of 23 yesterday. Really kind of limped to a finish yesterday in that game against Iolani. Ended up pulling it out, but man, there's a struggle.
Don't get lost in the sauce. Cassius Daly. The dribble drive for the deuce.
Saw that inside hand finish by his brother a few plays ago. I told you they were working on it.
Moving screen, Lee. Well, we saw his brother Justice do it on the break. We see Cassius do it here. It's a Daily double here in the Final Four.
A Euro step to the inside hand with the right. Gets by Lee, able to get it up soft off the board. I mean, if you're making buckets, you don't have to shoot free throws.
Cassius Daly, third year in the varsity team. Been a starter all 3 of those years. Drives inside. Got the glass. Lead pass left foot 2. Guarded by Feinga. Left foot 2. 4-2. Timeout. St. Louis. It'll be a full timeout.
To really see the difference when they get out in transition, they can get out on a run. You saw those ugly long possessions that they have in the half court, but this is what it looks like. So that forward pass up to Lefoltu, and he just turns it up, gets downhill, and challenges Feinga at the rim. But he's a great finisher when he gets out in that position.
So often when you see St. Louis and Kohuku, you obviously think about the football rivalry. What the football rivalry does, though, is create that mentality that no matter what the sport, this is a rivalry game. They played against each other so few times in like the 8-decade history of the state tournament that everything seems to matter, and it feels like that here in this semifinal matchup.
No, this game is playing out exactly like we thought. I mean, it's going to be a low-scoring game, physical. These teams are going to be composed, be smart with the ball. They're going to want to push transition, and either team that has gotten into transition seems like they've been able to get buckets, so stops have been so important.
There you see Ronan Naihe looking on. Remember, he got injured in the OAA quarterfinal matchup against Lelehua. Had a jump shot, kind of got hit on the side as he landed. Stuck out his arms, kind of braced for impact, and had that hand injury. He looked pretty bummed when he got word, because literally minutes before the tip-off against Nanakuli, he finally got the diagnosis that he was going to be out considerable amount of time, in this case 3 months. The positive thing is here for Kohuku fans, and for his family too. He's a junior, so he'll come back next year.
Well, I mean, you look at it, right? Who won the state championship last year? Punahou. And they lost their best player, best scorer, in Tanoa Scanlon.
Didn't play the last 8 games and ultimately won.
Yeah, I mean, the thought was around the state, really, you're looking at and say, okay, Punahou might be done here with Scanlon out. I mean, he was a 20-point-a-game scorer, went out, and Punahou ends up rallying around their other players, team effort. I mean, just like this Kohuku team, so similar.
Foul on Lloyd, by the way. Know that here at the 5-minute mark. It's his 4th. And the 3rd team foul here in the quarter.
You saw that defensive pressure, that pickup, that increased pressure paying dividends. They're getting more opportunities. They're getting stops are running out. That urgency is really kicking in.
Koa! We got a job for you, buddy.
Leaving money on the table.
No, right? Just open. Right?
I know.
Gotta get that bag, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, your son, of course, gonna try and open a business of floor wiping. That's blue-collar work ethic, too, by the way. Inside 5 minutes here in a 5-point game. Lefotu and Meacham have combined for 22 of the St. Louis 28. It was roughly where Brandon Akana wanted those guys to be scoring-wise, kind of in the mid-20s. Meacham tries to go on Acusatino. Circles, try to find Brink. It went off of Acusatino. That came close to Brink. I think Brink kind of put his hand down quick enough where it did not deflect off of him. There's still 14 seconds to shoot. Meacham spins, traveled. Officials have done a great job eyeing that pivot foot and been evenly called throughout the night. Let's go back a play here. Let's see, did this hit right or bring? 3-3 left side of your screen. Oh, yeah, it did.
Yeah,
right hand.
It did.
Expanded replay.
Yeah, I mean, well, you know, classic case, ball won't lie.
Yeah.
You know, you get the travel, get the ball back.
Fanga to Justice Daly. Daly spins, pull up, long, inside, it is Lloyd. Inoke, Lloyd.
Just fighting and scrapping, and that's what Lloyd has been so good at. And not filling up the stat sheet necessarily, but continuing to make winning plays.
Lefotu tangled up, and a tie-up in the arrow favors Kohuku. Inoke, no joke. Inside, sticking to it, triple team. Got the bank. Kohuku's up 7 in the final 3:49 of the fourth.
Now, for a limited time, get our largest pizza at our lowest price. Just $9.99 for our classic New York-style pizza. It's 30% larger than our large, and at only $9.99 for carryout. Don't wait. Order now at Hawaii Pizza Hut.
Big every time, nice up your life, yeah. When we store yes, way up, they go wide. 10 by 20 plus, dep on the side. Double X, yes, call it a double dime. Hawaii self-storage just as big every time, right? Hawaii self-storage is the place to be. Guaranteed from the boys of BET. So come on down to Hawaii self-storage. So come down, respect here, yeah. Hawaii self-storage, #1. Check it, yeah.
Now, for a limited time, get our largest pizza at our lowest price. Just $9.99 for our classic New York-style pizza. It's 30% larger than our large, and at only $9.99 for carryout. Don't wait. Order now at Hawaii Pizza Hut.
Friday. It's the biggest night of the season. Who rises to the occasion to cut down the nets? It's the HHSAA Boys Basketball State Championships, only on OC 16, exclusively on Spectrum.
Monday, Hawaii closes out its opening series with a matinee matchup against Gonzaga. Rainbow Warrior Baseball, only on Spectrum Sports.
J.J. Bannock, Sebastian Letta, Nainoa Hirosuna-Kenny, Maddox Pung, 4 in your picture right there. Awaiting the end of this one. They'll take on Punahou. You know, about 30 years since we had an all-OIA final, by the way, in the championship round. That man knows a little something about winning state championships. Won a few during his time here. Won it last year. Darren Matsuda looking on. 3:49 here to go, and the lead is 7 for Kohuku. They lost all 5 tournament meetings against the Crusaders in their history. Will tonight be the exception or the rule? Cusatino to Daly. A bit more patient possessions now.
Yeah, and you know who's out of the game is Akina Watson with that ankle injury, and he's one of the guys that would be handling the ball here and one of the threats to get by people and get to the rim.
Fanga, 7 to shoot now for Cusatino. Gotta go here. DC. Missed the shot. Nanuha the rebound. Stops and shots now here for St. Louis. 3:10 to go. Meacham handles well. St. Louis has come back from a good amount of comeback games this year where they trailed. Punahou, Marino this season. Did lose to Kamehameha earlier, very early on in the regular season. Meacham went away from the screen. Tries to draw contact. What a fine rush inside. And a chance for 3.
You just watch them run this offense and you think, you know, you're down by 7 points going into the later part of this quarter, and you can still stay composed, not force it, find the right cut, get the and one opportunity, and this is late clock. I mean, just amazing composure. You talk about that experience, and that's what this is.
66% as a team in front of the Brotherhood Nation. And looky here, 4-point game. Can Kohuku hang on? He draws a foul. That'll be the 3rd in the quarter here for the Crusaders. It is Hunter Rice who picks up the personal. It's his first.
not such a bad foul. They need to get near the bonus in case they have to start fouling later and put teams on the free throw line. And as we said, Kohuku yesterday, 10 of 23 from the free throw line with a really ugly finish down the stretch.
There's a difference between playing to win and playing not to lose. Which side of the scale will Kohuku tip it to? They have to survive 2.5 minutes, but the lead's only 4. Daly keeps checking and side-eyeing the clock. One-on-one with Lefortu. Junior on sophomore. The junior slides in and he lost the ball.
It's one of those things, you're okay with running clock, but you have to have something ready.
And Meacham threw it away. Trying to find Robello. That's the second time he's trying to make that connection.
Oh, had someone open, just threw that pass a little forward.
Open Justice Daly. Draws contact and a blocking foul on Nanuha. Justice Daly. He had a big 3 earlier, and now attacking the bucket.
So attacking a little earlier in the clock, seeing the pressure out by St. Louis and just throwing his body in there.
He's one of like 7 Daly children, by the way, part of that family. Here's Justice. Uh-oh. They were 10 of 23. You touched upon it, Coach, here at the line. They're 57% for the season. Was near the middle of the pack in the OIA this year. Here's 1 of 2. And a Kohuku called timeout with 2:06 remaining.
That's really been the only chink in their armor down this stretch. They've been playing so hungry. They've been hitting shots. They've found this balance of scoring and defense and rebounding. Their defense has been great, and it's only been these free throws that kind of held them back from separating. And against these teams late in the season, against a team this good like St. Louis, or even potentially in a championship scenario, you have to finish with free throws. You can't just go on hope.
No lead is safe here in the playoffs. Both teams have led by as many as 7. Kohuku got great production off their bench, which includes in particular DC Acusatino and Justice Daly. They have all 16 of the bench points here for Big Red.
Yeah, and we said it. Different guys have picked up the slack for the lack of Ronan Naihe, and it's been bench guys, it's been bigs, it's been smalls, and they found it every little different way. Each guy is getting 2 or 3 more points than their average, and it's made up for that 17 that's lost with Ronan.
And with respect to some of the OIA teams that played Kohuku this year, Kohuku, majority of the OIA season, was averaging more than 70 points per game, right? It was the best in the league. But Brandon Akana said, when you really look at the games against contenders that were going to be in the OIA championship or in the state playoffs, they've been nail-biters here. Maybe the offshoot of that, or really the pimple, if you will, of that, was a dominant victory they had against Kailua round 2 of the regular season. But every game against quality teams, it's been close.
Yeah, these teams have played. This is the 3rd time they're playing. First time St. Louis wins. Second time Kohuku wins in overtime. And so they've all been close. And so they were expecting this. It hasn't been this low scoring, but not a surprise.
Here's Meacham diving right to the rack, and he draws a foul. Here with 1:49 to go. Got an elbow on the way. There's his official, Eric Morales. He goes here on Justice Daly. So talk about the stars at the top of the show. Can they cash in? Meacham is a perfect 5 for 5 at the line tonight. Go 6 for 6.
Kohuku was actually pretty fortunate on that. I mean, not fortunate to get the foul call, but if they got the foul call, I mean, it wasn't much, and that easily could have been an and one.
Oh, nylon there. Back to a 3-point game now. In the corner, and Justice Daly's got to call time. They had 3 left. Now they have 2 just to keep the possession.
Crusaders went small. So for that offensive possession and there defensively, they went small. So they have Reich in. They have no big. Lu'ili'i and Brink are now out of the game. So their big ends up being Nanuha. Again, that flexibility that Nanuha brings so important, but they can play a different style offensively and spread this defense out a little bit more.
Tikiakina Watson is in this huddle. After going down earlier in the game, was tended to by the athletic trainers. There you see him right there. looking on. And, you know, when you have a guy like that's spent the last 4 years in the varsity team, you're kind of like itching to get back on the court. And so often the tournament is who's going to step up? Who next? Right? You really feel like that Kohuku has been trying to just kind of survive and kind of cling and hang on right now. That pressure and the championship experience from the Crusaders keeps pushing forward. With a minute 46 remaining, and both teams here in the bonus.
Spot throw in here, can't move.
Justice Daly gets fouled. If it's on Meacham, it's his fourth. Let's see here. It is on Meacham, so he picks up number 4. Down with the body here. Let's see here.
Crusaders getting in this trap. See Meacham getting over. Ooh,
I don't know.
Maybe that was a bad angle, but it didn't look like much from that.
At some point, if you're Kohuku, you got to hit 2 free throws. I mean, you can't be trading these one-offs for a Red Raider team that self-admittingly said, "Oh, we did not do a good job at the line." He had 7 fewer makes than Iolani yesterday. That'll help.
Yeah, Justice Daly is such a good shooter. I mean, you just have to have him channel maybe a three-pointer. And
Daly's got 10. It's his 3rd double-figure game of the year. He's 2 shy of his season high with the final 100 seconds of regulation.
Little shark fist bump. fist pump there by Brandon Akana, knowing how big these free throws are.
Meacham loves to take the big shots in this moment. Will he have it here? Hit the heel. And a foul. The 2 free throws. That'll help St. Louis a lot, though. This one is going to go against Noah Fainga, who picks up his 3rd. Remember, both teams in the bonus. The question is, who did he foul? Who's going to be at the line? It'll be Jordan Nanuha. Nanuha only took 12 free throw attempts this entire season. He's only played in about 5 games this year. For focusing the football routes. Back iron.
That's the one thing that hasn't come around yet with him playing so little of this season is that shot, that jumper. And before, in previous years, he's able to knock that down.
And he goes 1 of 2. So still a 2-possession game. 2 timeouts and a foul here on Lefotu on Justice Daly. This came right at the point of when that inbound pass was coming in. And it might be a little bit of a hold on Lefotu. There's Justice Daly. Who would have thought that Justice Daly might be the hero here tonight, huh? 10 points. Kohuku fans can almost taste Manoa. Still a lot more work to be done, though.
You're starting to feel good about that stroke. You end up fouling the same guy. You can get in that rhythm there at the free throw line, and it really feels like he's in one now.
6-point game. St. Louis is 1 for 7 from distance here tonight as well. Lefotu won't take it. He'll try and lean to a 3. Rebound here for Acusatino. I'm going to play the free throw game maybe. Gave it up. Inside Feinga. Couldn't reverse it. Kohuku gave up a possession. The lead pass Nanuha. The extra pass to Meacham. And he's fouled there by Daly. And he landed hard.
You know, maybe an ill-advised shot there by Feinga. That's a tough finish, but good drop off by Nanuha. And there you see that foul, and he just took the brunt of that landing all on that one leg. Maybe a cramp? Hard to tell.
You know, only the athletic trainers are allowed to get on the floor. The coaching staff try to get out there too. Daly is smiling, and he stretched out here, and so he's like, I'm good, I'm good.
Yeah, it didn't seem like anything turned or twisted or tweaked, and you know, in that scenario, when you wake up with that smile, not happy to come off the floor, but happy for it to only be a cramp.
Meacham, 14 points, perfect at the line here tonight. Trying to cut into this lead. He had a hand injury earlier this year. That's why you see that left hand kind of taped up, particularly his thumb. Got to massage out that cramp there for Daly. And Meacham rolls that in. Timeout St. Louis.
You know, it really feels like this Kohuku lead is much larger than it is, and it seems like there should be less time on the clock than there is. You just think about how many stoppages there's been for these fouls going back and forth. Of course, Kohuku kind of maintaining this lead, knocking down free throws themselves, but they're getting too many fouls there on the opposing end, right? Stopping the clock. Because just remember, like, even if a shot goes in, that clock continues to run, so you're trying to balance that amount of time and score.
I feel like Kohuku goes too fast.
You know, that last opportunity was one they should have pulled out.
Yeah.
Binga didn't have a clear shot. He had to go with an inside hand reverse, and it ended up to be a tough shot, and so tough that he missed the entire rim on it. Ends up to be a run out back the other side. So not only do you not get the 2 points here, you don't run off any clock, and then you give them an easy opportunity. So on multiple levels, that wasn't the best.
Tiki Akina Watson back on the floor here for Kohuku. He's missed a considerable amount of time since he was out getting his ankle checked. Who's going to step up? Comes to Acusatino. The final minute in traffic. Acusatino! Oh, he missed the shot! There's time here for St. Louis. The deficit's only 4. Lefotu, blocked there by Fing. Still time on the shot clock. Meacham, he likes to pull deep. Here he comes. Couldn't get the roll. The tip from the Nuhas off. And Fainga the rebound. And a foul at 35.8.
These late decisions by Kohuku, you just can't make the coaches feel good about him. Acusatino, of course, if it's a wide open layup, you want to take it, but it has to be a 95, 98% opportunity. Again, because it turns right back into offense. The clock can run out a little longer if you maintain possession and you get fouled.
Finga had some big shots. Entering tonight, he only had 6 free throw attempts. Knocks that one. Kena Watson, the biggest fist pump. Cassius Daly's back on. The second half's been great here for Noah and effortless for Kohuku. Oh, easy here for Noah. Barely lift the Feinga at the line. 2 for 2. Lefotu off on a 3. Justice Daly the rebound. Here's Cassius Daly. Tick, tick, tick. St. Louis running out of time. Kohuku trying to shut it down. Lloyd threw it away here with 17.4. And Kohuku's bench erupted in frustration and confusion. Chance here still. Gotta get a 3 here at some point. A quick 2 for Meacham. Timeout St. Louis with 11.2 remaining.
Oh, that was the scenario. So the last possession was the one that they could go get a 2 on. This one, it's a little bit late now, a little bit hard to close this 2-possession gap. They need a steal. But once they get the steal, any bucket is fine. Obviously, you can't make a 4-point shot. So what they're playing for is steal or super quick foul.
11.2 remaining. I've asked Brandon McConnell, how do you not lose your voice at times? He said, I don't know. It's up there. But he says this has been a very exhausting week. And again, it's unique for St. Louis because don't forget, because of the weather and Governor Green kind of closing down schools, a lot of the private schools followed suit for precautionary reasons and safety reasons. The tournament is run 4 consecutive days, Tuesday through Friday. It's the first time in a decade since the tournament's won 4 straight days. In fact, the last time it ran 4 straight days, it was the OC16 Boys Basketball State Championship Tournament.
No, I was going to say, that was the old school schedule. That's what you did, and that was what was so difficult and why you really wanted that league championship and the bye. So you don't have to play 4 consecutive. And there was a lot of management that went involved that when you didn't come out as the champion, how you were going to manage your fatigue over the course of those days and still have enough left if you make it to the championship. And that was very real.
Hey, who won that state championship in 2016?
Might have been us.
Yeah, you'll honor it. 42-38. Meacham, 18 points. Kohuku fans have waited a long time, nearly a decade since they got to the final. Up to Santiago, fairly new principal. Got the promotion, congratulations again to him. Got that promotion back in the fall. And now, Kohuku fans and alum on pins and needles. Here's Daly, almost got picked there by Rebello. He's gonna go the other way here. We'll stay here with the Red Raiders. Anything that took some time off the clock.
Yeah, so close on that. St. Louis nearly came away with that steal.
Inbound to Cassius Daly. And trying to force a tie-up. And now finally, this ball went off of Daly, and they're going to rule it St. Louis ball?
Yeah, St. Louis ball out of bounds.
Wow, it was off Cassius Daly. And with 5.3, St. Louis does have one timeout left, but they have to play perfect. Meacham juggled it, drives in, missed it, the tip is off, and that will do it. And for the first time in 8 years, Kahuku advances to the championship game. To the very end, Kohuku, when championship fishing finally hooked a big one en route to maybe a title. They lost all of the previous 5 tournament meetings against the Crusaders. In 2022 and 25, they were heartbreakers. 2026, Kohuku says, not this time. Aole. Red Raiders advance to Manoa and the state final.
With Popeye's new $7 faves menu, you can get this, or this, or this, or this. But no one's stopping you from getting them all. Now there's an idea. Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to drive smarter. With high-tech features and excellent reliability. From the Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Right now, you can get a $249 per month lease on a 2025 Accord LX.
The state of Hawaii continues to monitor and conduct surveillance for avian flu. A single dead bird is not an indication of the disease and does not need to be reported. However, finding multiple dead birds, especially of different species, should be reported to the Department of Agriculture and Biosecurity. To dispose of a dead bird, invert 2 sealable plastic bags. Seal and dispose in the trash. Wash your hands thoroughly. More information on avian flu is available at dab.hawaii.gov.
With Popeye's new $7 faves menu, you can get this, or this, or this, or this. But no one's stopping you from getting them all. Now there's an idea. Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Friday, Hawaii opens the season against the Bulldogs of Gonzaga University. Rainbow Warrior Baseball, only on Spectrum Sports.
.42-38, Red Raiders finally plant their flag and overcome St. Louis. 5 losses in the previous meetings, now on try number 6. They finally do it. And looky here, Kohuku, 6th final appearance. First since 2018. It wasn't easy. And sometimes I think Brandon Ricardo would say it was downright ugly. But in this point of the year, enough is enough. And tonight was a night here for Big Red.
Yeah, I mean, we always say this. There's only one word that matters, an ugly win. And they came out with it. They fought all night, and that's how they've been doing it all season long. Just this incredible team effort, everybody picking it up, whether it's scoring, defense, rebounding, whatever it is. They found ways, and today they made some free throws as well, and that's how you close out games.
And St. Louis got dealt some hard justice here tonight. A season-high tying performance from Justice Daly, the Hawaii Honeydeers impact player, with Jimmy Bender.
Yes, sir. Justice, great game for you tonight. 12 points, 8 rebounds. That third quarter was phenomenal coming back from the half. I saw Coach Brandon at the half kind of throwing his hands up and I don't know what to do. What did he say to you guys at the half?
He just said we got to come out stronger and play defense. We were attacking the rim, but we were only shooting threes. He said for us to attack the rim and we'll get some foul calls. And we did that in the second half.
We talked so much about role players, about bench players tonight. You and DC coming off the bench were phenomenal. Talk to me about your bench tonight.
As Kohuku, we just want to step up as a role, and we did that tonight. Me and DC came off the bench. Tiki was injured for the second half, and we were able to step up.
One of the things that Coach Brandon said before the game was the one thing you guys needed to win, the one stat was rebounding. You guys did that by 1 rebound tonight. How did you beat them in rebounding?
It's the basics. We just box out when the shot goes up, and we did that, and yeah, we got a lot of rebounds.
Last 3 games, impact players have been Tiki, then Inoke, then you. Everybody's getting in on this. How does this team win as a team tomorrow night a championship?
We got to play together. We got to make that extra pass. And yeah, we just got to play together.
I'm like you. I'm a younger brother. I have an older brother. You just want an impact player before your older brother. What does that mean to you?
It means everything.
It means everything. I know exactly what he's going through. Brother, congratulations. Guys, we'll send it back to you.
A tremendous performance. Season high tying. 12 points here for Justice Daly. Kohuku had 20 bench points. 12 of them came from Daly. 8 came from DC Cusatino. It was enough on probably the best game that Justice Daly's had all season.
Yeah, you said role players just put in their roles, and he did an incredible job of filling his, knocking down the wide open three, and taking direction from coach to be able to get to the basket instead of just settling for those long shots. And then what does he do? Step up down the stretch. Justice, just ice cold down the stretch. I mean, amazing.
Yep. And for Kohuku fans, by the way, we talked about the free throw storyline. They were 10 of 23 last night. Reverse the fortune now here tonight. They were 11 of 14. Congratulations to the Red Raiders moving on to the final. Time now for the Hawaii Honeydeers impact player for the St. Louis Crusaders. This is going to be a tough one, but a very easy choice. And so the high school career, although we'll have one more game, it'll be a third-place game. County Meacham did everything it could. 18-5 here tonight.
Yeah, he riddled with foul trouble, and that really kept him at bay. And he still had 18 points here tonight. And, this impact player is really not just about this game. It's about who he's been for his entire career, and especially this season. I mean, one of the leaders, one of the best scorers in the state, one of the best shooters, and incredible performance here tonight. Just not enough.
Yeah, and so St. Louis will still finish in the top 4 here, but tonight belongs to the Red Raiders. Off they go to the championship round for the first time since 2018. And so we await game number 2. Still a lot more to talk about here in game number 1 from Heminer when you come back.
No. I'm in my own head. What the heck are you talking about? I think I got away with something that I shouldn't have. See that brand new Hyundai Santa Fe? Yeah. I only paid... Finish that bucket on your own. Practice makes perfect.
Enjoy your new car.
Yeah, you too. Bye-bye.
Feels so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on select Hyundai vehicles. Drive Aloha, drive Hyundai.
Ano ai e ka pua e mila. Ho'okahi pua o oe, lava ka lei. I lei oe na ka ohana, I lei ho'i oe na ke kaiaulu. Oi no hana ohana no ia. Ma Bank of Hawaii, ku pa'a mako ma ia no hana e ho'oku ono ai ka no hana o kokako kaiaulu. No leila, ke pono ke kokua e huli mai ia mako. O iei mako no hana ohana.
Anything's possible.
E na'i ko pono me Bank of Hawaii.
Hardware Hawaii, your Kailua hardware store. At Hardware Hawaii Kailua, helping you find what you need is our top priority. Take our lead lumberman, Eddie.
How's it?
He enjoys helping customers find what they need.
My customers are like my friends.
really makes my day when I get to help them out.
Right on, Eddie. Here in Kailua, we're here ready to serve you. Hardware Hawaii. Customer first in Kailua.
Ring the bell for the Taco Bell play of the game on the break. Justice Daly. Need help, buddy? Nah, I got it. Reverse. Little window shopping on the break. 2 of his season-high tying 12 on the day.
That's why you work so hard in the off-season on shots that you think you may only use a couple of times, but you may use it in the biggest moments or impact player with the play of the game as well.
And so, semifinal 1 is complete. Now we have an intriguing matchup between a Kailua team that was the OA runner-up against the ILH and defending state champs in Punahou.
Yes, these teams played each other in the Ray Fujino Invitational. It was 72-70, a barn burner in overtime.
And a buzzer beat.
Couple of buzzer beaters. I mean, it was an incredible game, back and forth, and we're hoping for the same. We saw a little bit of a slower game here in this first one, knockdown, drag out, but this one should see a lot of offense.
And 2 of the best scorers in the state on display. Tanoa Scanlon for Punahou, Maddox Pung for Kailua. If Kailua wins, it's their first state final since 1982. Will it happen? We will find out. 3 teams left in the chase for the championship. Kohuku punches their ticket to the final for the first time in 8 years. For Coach and Ginny, the Hall of Famer Tommy Sheet, our entire crew, Felipe Ohaktra. It's the Hawaii Army National Guard Boys Basketball State Championships on Spectrum OC 16.